Hello guys. Wait, what am I doing? I'm literally not doing my intro. Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Why did I just forget that that was my thing? I don't know. Maybe I'm just too excited because it is the first day of Romance-a-thon. And I'm so excited to read romance for the next week with you guys. I'm so excited to vlog it. Romance-a-thon last year was one of the first reading vlogs I ever made on my channel, so I will link that everywhere if you want to watch it. I'm sure it's really funny looking back at like shy little me when I was just like starting out my channel. And what a full circle moment that I'm now hosting Romance-a-thon. It was the very first readathon I ever participated in my life, so
wow, feeling so blessed at this time.
But I already posted my TBR. If you missed it, again, I will link it. The books that I'm going to be reading for Romance-a-thon this week are One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, The Dating Plan by Sarah Dessy, and 1,000 Boy Kisses, Fight or Flight, and That Tether. So I have all of those three on audio, and then I have these two physically. And I think I'm gonna start with One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm reading this for the backlist prompt. Obviously, Taylor Jenkins Reid is one of my favorite authors, period, and definitely one of my favorite romance authors as well. So this is a perfect fit for the prompt, and this is obviously in her backlist, and it sounds so like saucy and drama filled. I'm so ready for this. Also, it's really short, it's a paperback, and it's kind of cloudy out right now, but I'm hoping I can read at least part of this by the pool this weekend, because that just sounds like such a vibe with like a short little paperback, like a romance. Oh, that just like sounds so good. But basically what this book is about is we are following our main character, who is a newlywed. She married her high school sweetheart. They're like so in love, their relationship is perfect, and they end up going on vacation together to celebrate their wedding anniversary. And her husband gets in a horrible accident. So he is like in a coma, he is like not present, he is literally
knocking on heaven's door.
And she's like, you know what, this is really sad, I'm gonna take my time to grieve. But this man is out of it, like out of the game for multiple years. So she's like, you know, I met somebody else, I'm just gonna let this happen because I'm sad and alone and I've grieved, and homie looks like he's not really waking up anytime soon. So she starts dating this new guy, and then what happens? Of course, hubby wakes up. So who is her one true love? Is it the new guy? Is it the coma guy? Who knows? We're gonna find out. And I'm living for the drama already. I love triangles. So give me a quirky woman with two amazing men who are fighting over her. This is what I need. So I'm going to start this eventually at some point today, but this is also a vlog, so I will be taking you around with all the other things I do during my day. I have to go run like literally a million errands today. I feel like a suburban mother because I need to go to Costco, and I'm sure I'll show you some B-roll. So here we go. We just got home from running literally a million errands. We were so busy. I didn't take that much B-roll because I was just running around, and Cameron just got his second shot for the vaccine yesterday. So he was feeling really bad and I just didn't want to film. But now we're home, and I was gonna go lay by the pool and read, but there is a dog show on. So we're watching the dog show, aren't we, Boba? Yeah. We're gonna watch the dog show, and I'm gonna read afterwards. Okay, bye. vlog. It is the next morning. It might have looked like I didn't do any reading yesterday, but I actually got over halfway through One True Loves after I watched the dog show. I didn't know the dog show went until 10 p.m., but I just really wanted to watch it. And good news to report, the Chihuahua got pulled for like the top 6 of the toy group. And y'all know I root for the Chihuahuas because I have 2 of them. So that was fun. And after that, I ended up just taking a bath and reading this book. And I was literally shivering and cold in the bath because I did not want to stop reading this book and like get out and like stop finding out what happens, because I am already being emotionally destroyed by this book, and that always happens with Taylor Jenkins Reid books, so it's like I'm not surprised, but I'm living for this book. And I think it's really similar to Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid, so if you like that, you'll definitely like this. But something that's happening with this book that didn't happen with me in Maybe Another Life is I'm heavily favoring one relationship over the other. And I'm not gonna tell you guys obviously which one, because I'm gonna like talk about my feelings about it and like which one ends up winning the girl and like what ends up happening, so I'm not gonna give that away. But one of the relationships I'm definitely way more attached to. I think that guy is just like more my type in real life, and the other guy is just not. So I'm really wanting her to lean towards him, and she's just so conflicted. And it's like, yeah, I understand, like, you grieved this man and now he's back, and now you're like in between the two, so it's like, who do you choose? Like, how could you possibly choose between 2 people you literally love with all your heart? I get it, like it's hard, but also it's just like there's an obvious choice here to me. There's an obvious choice. But other than that, I'm loving the characters, all of them, even the one that I'm not necessarily rooting for to win the girl. And the pacing is perfect. It's like flying by, but not like what's happening flying by. Like, I'm reading so fast because I just want to take in every inch of the story and savor it, because it is just so well written and the emotions come through so strong. You feel everything the characters are feeling, and I'm just a naturally like really empathetic person. Like, if I see somebody crying, I will start to cry. If somebody's really happy, like I literally feel the happiness, and that's really hard to capture through a book. But I think Taylor Jenkins Reid always does that. I always feel what her characters are feeling, so it's very powerful, and I just know the ending is gonna wreck me. But I cannot read right now because one of my friends is actually coming over, and we're going to Sunday brunch and then like a little bottomless mimosas thing, so that should be fun. I'm sure I will show you some B-roll, but I'm not trying to cry before I go to brunch, so I will just see you after then. Bye. Hello vlog, it is the next morning, it is Monday, and I haven't spoken to you because brunch and mimosas yesterday, where I made this cute little necklace, actually got turned into bar hopping and then picking up more drinks and sitting by the pool and going to a taco truck and drunkenly watching the rest of the dog show. Congratulations to Wasabi, the Pekingese, who always snatches the toy group category, and last night won Best in Show. So that was my day yesterday. And then after the dog show, I ended up finishing One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I sobbed, and exactly what I thought, what I was like low-key hoping to happen, happened, but it was like in like a way that I couldn't even imagine it happening. So it was just perfect. It was so perfect. Like, if there ever was a 5-star romance, it's this. I highly recommend this book. It is super emotional, and I have no complaints. Like, I cannot think of one complaint about this book. It was so good. It was super emotional, super fast paced. I got really attached to the characters, and it was just lovely. Highly recommend you guys go pick her up. First Romance-a-thon read, check. And this morning, while I was getting ready for my day, I actually started That Tether, and I am really liking it so far. I'm only on chapter 5, so not too far into it, but it's really good so far. I really like our main character. She is a young Nigerian woman living in Canada, and she's kind of grappling with her Nigerian culture, but also being a Canadian. So that discussion has been really interesting. But basically her whole romance story is that she is constantly getting set up on these dates by her Nigerian mother, who of course wants her to marry a Nigerian man. And so she has a really bad date with this one guy. He's just totally misogynistic and is expecting her to be a wife and quit her job once they have kids. And like, this is first date talk, so it's very overwhelming. She ends up going to a bar afterwards, just drinking her sorrows away, and meeting a guy who she has a one-night stand with, and he is actually white. So she starts to have feelings for him, low-key, but she's like, wait, no, he's white, can't do that, that is not my destiny. My family would not appreciate that if I did it, so no. And she thinks that's done, and then he ends up working with her, and he gets hired at her office. So now he's there, and there's like this tension, and I'm like, ooh, that's spicy. I can't wait to see what happens. And then we also have the subplot still of her mom trying to set her up on these dates, and she keeps getting paired up with guys that she doesn't like. So it's tackling feminist themes and things that happened when she was younger, when she like didn't really know much about guys, and she was learning, and how the guys are like trying to come back and like wife her now. I don't know, it's very, very layered, and I like that. I just hope that all these plots don't get too confused, because already like 5 chapters in, I'm like, whoa, there's like so much going on. And the one thing that I'm not liking so far about this book is we've gotten, out of 5 chapters, only one of them has been from the perspective of Raphael, our love interest, the white guy that she met at the bar. And it was like super creepy. I don't know if it's just me. Oh my God, I'm so sorry if you can hear my washing machine in the back. So sorry. Laundry cannot stop for the vlog. It must be done. But yeah, I thought the one chapter from Raphael's perspective was really creepy. It just seemed like Joe Goldberg vibes almost. Like, it was like a serial killer-y. Like, he met this girl one time and was like,
I've never stopped thinking about her ever since then. And then I walked into the office, and there she was, and she was eating a muffin, and there were crumbs on her lips.
and I was like, ugh, like, that's scary, low-key scary. So I don't know about him, but I do love our main character, and I am definitely enjoying the family dynamics side of it. I am enjoying the prospect of the romance with Raphael, but Raphael's chapters are not going well so far, or chapter, I should say. So I'm gonna go about my day. I have work until late, and then I'm going to a bachelorette watch party at one of my friend's house. We're like doing the thing where we're all making a drink and like bringing it, and each drink is gonna be based off of a bachelor character. So the drink I'm making is called the Yes, I Have Had Sex and Jesus Still Loves Me. The iconic quote from Hannah Brown when she was telling off Luke P. And it's gonna be literally just a sex on the beach. I was also debating calling it Sex in a Windmill instead of Sex on the Beach, but landed on that because we love telling off a toxic man. So that is what I have planned for the rest of the day. I don't know how much you'll see in B-roll because I do have kind of a busy day, but hopefully when I have some downtime, when I'm like doing dishes, eating lunch, whatever, I'll get to listen to a little bit more of That Tether, and I'll have an update for you soon. Hello vlog. I have been going about my day, trying to get things done, and during my lunch break, I ended up getting halfway through That Tether. I don't really know what's going on, and I don't really know how I feel about it. So basically all the secrets have been revealed. The romance has been resolved. Like everything is done, but we're only halfway through. So I don't know what's gonna happen the rest of the book. Like I'm very confused. If we dive more into like the cultural dynamics, the family dynamics, things like that, I think my rating will go up. If we don't, and there's like some needless conflict or something going on with the romance, I think my rating will honestly go down. I really am not liking the romance aspects of this book at all. I'm really enjoying the family discussions and like all of the tension surrounding our main character dating outside of her race and breaking the promise that she made to her father before he passed away to carry on like a pure Nigerian bloodline instead of letting herself become diluted by the Canadian culture that they moved into. I really like that. I think it's really interesting. I think the family characters are really well written and fleshed out. And compared to the romance just doesn't stack up. Like, first of all, Raphael, our love interest, literally sucks. Like, he's creepy. I do not like him at all. There was a scene when she was like getting sick in the bathroom and he was like, hey, what can I do? Can I do something? And she was like, no, honestly, I really just want you to leave. He would not leave. That is not romantic. I'm sorry. If I'm setting a boundary and I'm saying, leave my home, I'm sick, I feel bad, leave, and a man doesn't do that, goodbye. I'm sorry, no, that's horrible. And on top of that, when he left and went to her mother's house, who he had never met before, to try to mow her lawn because he thought it would be helpful. That's creepy as shit. That is trampling over my boundaries and it is unacceptable. I literally hate this man. I don't want her to be with him, but you know, it's a romance, so that's kind of what's happening right now. And I hate him. So if this just skirts into a family drama for the last half of the book, it will save my rating. If it dives headfirst into the romance and there's like miscommunication and all this shit, then it's not gonna go well for That Tether. But right now I'm sitting at like a solid 3. Like I don't even know where this is gonna go, but obviously I will find out at some point and give you an update when I have my final rating. Hello vlog, it is Tuesday morning of Romance-a-thon and I did not plan to update this vlog right now. I was looking crazy. I literally just woke up, but I was at the 80% mark of That Tether before I went to bed. So I was like, oh, I'll just listen to the last 20% in the morning when I'm getting ready and then I'll be done with my second book for Romance-a-thon before I even start work. Wonderful, good plan. But this last 20% is literally making me so mad. So mad. Our main character, her name is Azire. I don't know if I ever said that, but Azire, our queen, is just living out here, trying to adapt, trying to do things, trying to please everyone. This man, her family, she's like caught in the middle. And then Raphael, her man's, who's supposed to be there for her, is the worst. Like, he is the worst. I'm just gonna sit you down. I feel like I need to talk about this. So they got in a fight and Azire was like, I'm gonna put down a boundary, like I need you to leave. I really don't feel safe around you right now, I need you to leave. And instead of, you know, like respecting her wishes and doing what she needs to feel safe, which is what, you know, someone who loves you would do, he literally says no, crosses right over her boundary with no regard. And not only does he not leave, he says, you're just upset. It's fine. Like, this actually isn't that big of a deal. You're just upset right now and you'll be fine in the morning. Literally completely invalidates her emotions. And then when she fights back, calls her insane. Quote, insane. You're acting insane, is what he said. This is a toxic man. Absolutely and totally toxic man. So I'm thinking this is gonna lead to like a blow up and she's gonna be like, bye, you're out of my life forever. He goes, you're acting insane and I'm not leaving because I love you. And she's like,
Oh my God, that's the first time he ever said I love you.
you can't just, that is manipulation 101. You tear somebody down and then you say something that they've been wanting to hear. So it's like, oh, to get love, I have to endure all this. But in the end, that love is worth it. When in reality, no one is worth invalidation, gaslighting, calling you crazy, like. And then in the next scene after that, Azire was talking to another like Nigerian guy and like, nothing was happening between them. They were literally just having a conversation. And Raphael like sees them and it is described as predatory rage. The look in his eyes when he catches them just talking. They weren't even doing anything. And they were like split up at this point. So it's just like, this man is crazy. She needs to leave him in the dust and honestly get with the Nigerian guy, in my opinion. That would solve all of her problems. Obviously, I'm not going to give away the ending, like what she ends up doing, but like right now, this book is making me so mad and I'm so upset because I do love our main character and all the cultural aspects of the book, but this man is just like ruining it for me. And why have we only had like 5 random chapters out of the past 40 chapters that are of Raphael's point of view? We don't need his perspective. Ew. Okay, I'm gonna listen to this last like 15% that I have left and give you a final update, hopefully when I'm ready and not looking like this. Okay, I'm ready for my day and I've finished That Tether. I'm gonna go ahead and give it 2 stars. I'm sorry if this was simply about the family dynamics, the cultural dynamics, stuff like that. Honestly, I think it would have been a 4-star, but the addition of this man and the romance, which was like the whole point of the book and the whole point of the readathon, really ruined it for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 2-star. So my next book that I'm gonna pick up today is gonna be 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. And I've heard that this is a really intense emotional romance. I am buddy reading it with my wonderful friends, Amanda and Nicole. I will link their channels down below. But I'm so excited to get into this because I've heard great things. Let's go ahead and get into it. I don't know when I'll be able to get into it because I have to start work here in a few minutes. But when I get into it, I'll let you know. Hello, it's me. I am in my work clothes. I've been doing sessions, but in between, I've been reading 1,000 Boy Kisses and it is so emotional. I literally had to stop listening to it just now because I cannot be crying before I go into a session and see a client. Like, if you like emotional romance, you have to read this book. You have to. Like, I cannot even emphasize how much you need to read this book if you want your heart ripped out of your chest. Like, within the first 2 or 3 chapters, there are tears just immediately. It is so good. I realize I haven't even told you what this book is about, but basically it's a childhood friends to lovers story about Poppy and Rune. And Rune is from, I think, Norway, and he moves to town and he feels isolated. He doesn't have any friends, and Poppy, his neighbor, makes friends with him. So they're like 5 or 6 and they become best friends and they eventually fall in love. And then when they're 15, Rune has to move back to Norway and it's like temporary. It's for Rune's dad's job and he knows he's gonna be coming back, but he doesn't exactly know when. And when Rune comes back, Poppy is completely detached from him. So he is feeling a lot of things. Obviously, Poppy's feeling a lot of things, and there's like a reason why she's detached from him, but we don't know what that is. And I'm halfway through the book, so I just found out what that was, and I was literally destroyed. I was thinking that this was going to be an automatic 5-star. Like, it's so emotional. I'm so attached to the characters. But in this last chapter, when we found out what was happening to Poppy and why she was detaching herself from her love of her life, it was just a little cheesy, like a little kitten hanging motivational poster, like hang in there kind of thing. Like, I don't know. It was just a little fake, not what I feel like real life would actually be. Up until that point, it was amazing, and now it's kind of giving me Walk to Remember, my Nicholas Sparks vibes. So I'm hoping that the cheesiness factor goes away and we can just really dive into those different emotions around like grief and loss and breaking up and getting back together, and how all of that works when you're so young and you don't really have control over what is going around you. But I think it's a really sweet story so far, and I'm gonna go back to work, and hopefully I'll have some time to finish the book at some point, and I will let you know my final thoughts. Hello vlog, good morning. It's the next day. Last night I just had a fun little hang with some pals at the park, so I didn't get a lot of reading done, so that's why I didn't update you. But this morning, while I was at the gym and getting ready for the day, I was actually able to completely finish 1,000 Boy Kisses, and I have thoughts. So I rated this book 2 stars out of 5, and I know what you're thinking. Haley, you know, it sounded like you really liked the book. What the hell happened? And I would say the first 50%, maybe like the first 35% was a 5-star book. Easily, no question. Mochi, can you please stop licking water in the back? Thank you, sir. But yeah, that first like a third was a 5-star book. I was so attached to the characters, so into the drama, the emotion, all of it. I was hooked. But I feel like if that 30% was like stretched out and that was the whole book, it would have been amazing. But the aftermath just really rubbed me the wrong way, and it's hard to talk about because I can't really give away the twist, but I'm gonna like kind of give it away, so if you really care about knowing, like maybe skip this part. But I'll just say it was a YA version of A Walk to Remember, basically. And I thought our main female love interest was like very idealized throughout the entire book, and it was making me really angry by the end of the book. It was like really grating on me because I hate when someone goes through trauma and they're just painted as this wonderful, perfect person just because they've gone through something hard. Like, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but just because a character goes through something difficult doesn't mean that they're this wonderful ray of light that never does any wrong. Like, yes, they're amazing. They're fighting through something very difficult, but I think characters should have nuance. I enjoy characters that are more nuanced. I don't think it's reasonable for someone to be going through something so horrible and stay positive the entire time. Does that happen in real life? Sure. Is that extremely rare? Definitely. When we go through trauma, there's always negative emotions, and it's very naive to write a book with a character who's going through something horrible and say that they have no negative experiences whatsoever. I just really didn't like that. Kind of like I said in my last update, a lot of it felt like a motivational poster. Like there would be paragraphs where it was like,
follow your heart, achieve your dreams, never give up.
like that was like an actual sentence in the book. And I was like, what? Why are we just saying like motivational things? Like this is no longer a love story. This is like the author trying to sell me some propaganda about how to live life to the fullest, and I don't need that. I don't want that. I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for a romance. And so I was already struggling with my rating, and I was like gradually, like something would happen and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna knock it down to a 3.5. And then something else would happen and I'm like, okay, that made me mad, and now it's at a 3. And when I hit the epilogue, I just had to take it down a whole other star, and that's how I landed at the 2, because the epilogue was toxic. So I'm going to spoil what happens in the epilogue. If you don't want to be spoiled, please skip over this part. So obviously, as you can probably tell if you are familiar with A Walk to Remember, our female love interest who has cancer, most of the story, ends up passing away. And then the epilogue is 10 years later afterwards. And our male love interest, Rune, is like having this dream in the epilogue where he's like connecting with her beyond the pale, like some weird ghost dream, religious experience, I don't know. And then we realize that it's not a dream. And 10 years later, he died so he could be with her. And it just so happens that like they both ended up having really short lives. Also, in those 10 years, he had never loved again, never kissed again, never like even had a little one night stand situation. Like he had never felt love again. And that was also extremely idealized. So it was idealized that he died young to be with this person. And it was idealized that he had never found another love. Like, I just think both of those things are so toxic. And that was like the ending message of the book, like the very last chapter. So that really put me off, and I'm so sad to say that I gave this book 2 stars. But moving on, I only have 2 books left in my TBR, and the next one I'm gonna get to, The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai, not sure how to pronounce her name, please forgive me. But I'm really excited to get into this because it has fake engagement. It's about 2 friends, or like used to be friends, that like reconnect and start fake dating and then get fake engaged, because I think of like familial expectations based on like culture and things like that. So I think this one should be good. I have high hopes for it. Maybe they'll be dashed yet again, just like That Tether and 1,000 Boy Kisses, but we'll see about it. I'm excited to get into it. This is gonna count for 2 prompts for me. So cover love, which is just a cover that I love, and hello, this one's beautiful, and a new to me author. So very excited to get into this. And if I end up liking this one, I know this author has another couple books out that seem like along the same lines. They have like very similar covers, so I will definitely read those if I end up liking this. And I'm gonna go ahead and get into my day. And once I have read a significant amount of this book and I have thoughts, I will let you know. Hey guys, so Wednesdays are my super busy days. I just got done seeing clients, made some food, and I have class in 2 hours. So I don't have time to read, but I do have time to go impulse buy some boba, because I want boba. Oh my God, girl, I'm not talking to you. Every time I talk about boba, Boba's like, me? What, cutie? I wasn't talking to you. Yeah, your name is also a delicious treat. So, let's go get some boba. The bag has been secured. Am I procrastinating doing what I need to do for my class? Absolutely yes, because my class is in 2 hours and I still haven't written the paper that is due, so it's only 2 pages, so like I'm not stressed. And I just wanted some boba. Can you blame a girl? Also, fuck. It's 100 degrees outside currently, and I walked, which was not the best decision, but hey, preemptively burning off the boba calories. Good for me. Hi vlog. It's the next morning. I had a super busy day yesterday and I have another super busy day today. So I don't know how much reading I'm gonna get done. Also, yes, I have a weekly outfit for work because obviously I see a different client every day. Like I see different clients every day. I have like my weekly schedule. So they each see me once a week. So I only need one outfit per week. Like I don't go into an office. I do everything from home. So this is my weekly outfit. You've probably seen it a few times. Anyway, last night I got 40 pages into the dating plan. Yes, I'm using the fucking dust jacket as a bookmark because that's just how life be right now. But I'm really liking it. It's really funny. It's really cute. I really like our main character. So things are going well. And this is like low-key enemies to lovers, which I didn't know, and I'm living for it. It was like our main male love interest wronged our main female love interest in high school, and now they're like meeting up again, and she like has this grudge against him. Like she really doesn't like him. She's like, I don't even want to breathe the same air as you type of B, but he's like, wait, I still kind of like have something. So it's like very enemies to lovers. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna take my time, read this slow. Yeah, my TBR is gonna change. So I'm not gonna read Fight or Flight. I'll read it at another time. But since this does have the enemies to lovers aspect, I'll be able to complete all the rest of the prompts that I have left with just the dating plan. So I will get back to you when I have an update. But like I said, I have a super busy day, so I don't know when that will be. Although I am hosting Romance-a-thon sprints tonight. So hopefully I'll see you there and we'll get some reading done. Hi, so we're on sprints right now, and I had a thought about this book as I was reading it. I noticed that there's one thing that like keeps taking me out of it. I'm only like 60 pages in, but I've been taken out of this book probably like 4 times now because they keep referencing like Marvel superheroes. And I'm just really not about that. I don't understand that. I don't understand the superhero obsession. I'm so sorry. I don't get it. And it's like every time they reference it, it takes me out of the book. That's my one critique. Okay, I'm 100 pages in and I have another slightly weird complaint that like doesn't completely ruin the book, but it's like a weird thing that I keep noticing that keeps taking me out of the book. So there's like 1 million characters, like literally 1 million side characters. And randomly, like they'll be sitting in a bar talking to the bartender, and it's like the bartender will spill like daddy trauma, and then they'll just move on. And then we'll be in our main female character's office, and she'll be talking to a coworker, and then the coworker will be like, oh yeah, I slept with that guy, hee hee. And it's like, we don't know these people. These are not main characters, so why am I wasting time reading about their random trauma? Like, it's a weird element to the book. Hello vlog, good morning. It's Friday. I just got back from the gym and I'm about to go lay out. It's why I have these huge sunglasses on so you can't see my sweaty little makeup-less face. But I'm about to go lay out and finish the dating plan by the pool. Before I did that, I just wanted to give you a quick little update of where I'm at. I am a little over halfway through now. I definitely will be able to finish this sitting by the pool. Honestly, I'm not having that many thoughts about it. Not much is happening. So I don't really know. It's like very average rom-com. It's kind of giving me Christina Lauren. So if you like Christina Lauren, maybe you would like The Dating Plan. I'm just really ready for the romance to happen. You know, they haven't really confessed their love together yet, and it's like almost at the end of the book. So I'm like, when is that gonna happen? When are we gonna get like actual relationship things? So I'm waiting on that, and I will let you know when I have final thoughts. By the way, it is the last day of Romance-a-thon, and I know I'm gonna finish this book today, so I will complete my entire TBR, every single prompt. I'm very proud of myself for that, so let's go do that. All right, guys, I am back from the pool and feeling nice and fresh. And I have finished my last book for Romance-a-thon, The Dating Plan, and I went ahead and landed on a 3-star for this one. I thought it was a very average book because there wasn't anything glaringly wrong with it. It was a pretty fun, fluffy rom-com with a lot of, you know, miscommunication and going back and forth and will they, won't they, and of course they will at the end. So it definitely wasn't a bad book to me, but it's definitely not a standout. I'll probably forget the plot to this book in about 3 or 4 days, but it was fun while it lasted. It was a good poolside read. So if you feel like you're in the mood for something like that, definitely pick this one up. A few of the things that I really liked about this book were the cultural elements. Our main character is Indian, and so she has this huge family, and they have all these different traditions and foods, and just like hearing some of their language and the different traditions that they have around like weddings and engagement and stuff like that was really fun to read about. So I appreciated the cultural elements, and I also liked the family elements as well, kind of going off of that. Our female and our male love interests both had very interesting family dynamics, and that was fun to read about. I also thought our love interests had great chemistry with each other. The smut scenes were done really well. There weren't any like gross verbiage present, which I appreciated. But there were a few things that I didn't like. I did like our main character, but there were some things about her that just really annoyed me. I don't think we would be friends in real life. Every time there was a description of her outfit, it was so bad. Like, I don't know if it was supposed to be, but like, I don't think it was supposed to be. But every time I was like picturing what she was described to be wearing, I was like, ooh, like that is so ugly. Like, I'm sorry, that is really ugly. Moving on, she also had this obsession with Marvel, and it wasn't just like mentioned a couple times, it was like multiple times a chapter, and I really hated that. Like, I am not somebody who likes superheroes. I couldn't relate to any of the references. It really took me out of the story. I thought it was kind of honestly really dumb for her to be so obsessed with this concept that's very niche when this book is supposed to appeal to everyone. I don't know. She's also like an adult. She was like 30 something, so I was like kind of weird. That kept taking me out of the story, but other than that, it was a pretty average rom-com, and yeah, a good summer read. So that concludes my Romance-a-thon TBR. It is complete. I finished 4 books. I gave One True Loves 5 stars, and then the others were just kind of somewhere in the middle. Okay, 1,000 Boy Kisses was not somewhere in the middle. I gave that a 2-star. And That Tether was, you know, lower middle, and this one was like middle. So like we covered the entire range of ratings, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me read all of these romance books this week, and I hope you guys will stay tuned for my next vlog. I have some really good stuff coming up. Lots more readathon vlogs, and I'm super excited, especially for Summerween next month. So subscribe to keep up with that, and don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.